Over to you, Matthew.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's session on our organization, MUN Impact, and some of our activities, and basically how we're advancing the global work in the area of Model UN and the SDGs by democratizing access to such quality programs. Okay, so very quickly, I'm just going to get started on sharing my screen here. Okay. Oh, sorry. Just give me a second.
The past 2 years. Sharing screens is always the most traumatic experience, yes. I think, of any kind of online webinar.
Yeah, still is traumatic, apparently, because this doesn't seem to work.
If you want, you can send it to me, Matthew. I can try and share it too.
Yeah, sure. I'll give you a Canva link.
Ah, fantastic. Yes. You get bonus points for using Canva. I absolutely adore Canva.
It is a good platform.
It's amazing. Okay, just send me the link and I'll do it.
All right. Okay, just sent it to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I have the presentation.
Hey, Linus.
Yeah, just loading. Give me one moment.
Sure thing.
I don't know if you want to start the introduction already.
Sure, I suppose. So hey, y'all, once again, sorry for the difficulties, technical difficulties, but we're basically getting started on sharing our presentation for y'all today. So we are MUN Impact, a global youth international organization, and we're going to be discussing democratizing the MUN experience today. Next slide, please. Okay, so today's agenda is going to be really simple. We're just going to discuss who we are, our values, what we do, and wrapping it up. And please keep in mind that all of our activities, our programs, and events and such are all have one primary objective, which is to democratize the MUN experience for all. Our goal is to expand the transformative power of Model United Nations for the UN SDGs. And that sense of duty and inspiration kind of is imbued in all of our activities. And so we hope to share some of that with you today. Next slide, please.
Okay, hi everyone. So just a quick introduction of who we are, what's MUN Impact. So we are an SDG-focused global youth organization, and our objective is to unite the MUN community worldwide to support the SDGs and elevate global citizenship education. We are a US-based NGO, and we're registered with the UN Department of Global Communications, and we run a network of over 30,000 students, over 33,000 students who hail from over 170 countries. Throughout all of our programs, we have multiple programs and initiatives that work with the MUN aspect, the SDG aspect, and you'll hopefully be able to learn more about all of our different online programs throughout the session. But our objective is to promote MUN and the Sustainable Development Goals through events, initiatives, and youth leadership, both within our volunteer community, but also to participants all over the world who take part in our events, debates, etc.
Would you like me to move to the next slide?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Zara Matawanamaker, and I'm a senior diplomat, have the privilege of being a senior diplomat in the wonderful organization that is MUN Impact. What are some of our core values? We elevate global citizenship via education. And what this means is that each and every person entering the program has an understanding of what it means to be a global citizen, what it means to have respect, what it means to act with dignity and respect. It instills a sense of service for the SDGs. Now, this is very important. It's not just about taking and saying, what can you get out as an individual? But it's actually about saying, how can I serve? So you're getting information, you're getting education, and you're taking it out into your broader communities. And once again, to emphasize the word democratizing, this is a beautiful platform that has access to all individuals. It does not discriminate in terms of culture or language, builds on connecting communities. And this, for me, is absolutely pertinent and relevant, especially in a post-COVID, even though we still have COVID, but a post-COVID world, because we are able to take our information, strategize, and inspire and connect various communities. Throughout my period, I've learned the importance not only of having to serve, but also how do you connect? What are the processes in connecting? And most importantly, how to be empathetic and respectful. Puts youth at the center. It values young people. It takes young people who may just have opinions and allows them to form their opinions in terms of facts, a global dialogue, and it basically empowers you and expands your world. Believes in a higher purpose of the UN and the MUN. Now, what I can say over here is many people speak today about the 17 goals of the United Nations, but the wonderful thing about this platform is it not only teaches you to understand the concept, but it teaches you to practice it with a variety of programs. So you come to not only understand the purpose of the United Nations, but you get the skills to actually embrace it and practice it in small ways in your own life while actually giving back to your community and developing community structures around you. Executes in the face of challenges. COVID was a terrible period, but Model United Nations Impact was able to rise because even despite it being COVID, it still connected youth from a variety of areas across the globe. And myself personally, I've learned more in 1 year of being in this program than I have genuinely in my life, because it not only taught me textbooks and sort of like academic information, but it taught me how to have the confidence to speak on a platform such as this, but also the value of being a global citizen and expanding my cultural and my intellectual point of view. And despite the difficulties of power cuts, because my country had many power cuts, there was MUN Impact still saying, don't worry, Zara, we have a recording, you can contribute this way, post something on Slack. So despite difficulties, they were able to use their programming to still make an impact, even in people of lesser developed countries such as myself, and expand me. And it was never about having a barrier of saying, you're from this background and you don't have this resource, you can't participate. So basically, Model United Impacts takes a challenge, looks at it, finds creative solutions, and teaches you as an individual how to find those creative solutions and be a part of it. So it empowers you in the face of difficulty. Thank you so much.
Just like that, you've already gotten a taste of our global reach and incredible capacity as an organization to bring people from all countries and all creeds together for a common purpose. So today I want you guys to also meet our talent, the main people who are running this show, and that is youth. We are fundamentally a youth-driven organization driven by hundreds of dedicated student leaders from around the world, serving an even larger community of students who engage in our programs as participants and delegates and in other capacities. So it's no surprise to us. Everyone knows that our youth are the future, but to us as an organization, they are so much more. You know why? Because youth dare to make the world a better place. Every single day, our young people here at MUN Impact are advancing the mission of the UN, the SDGs, and Model UN forward. They are reaching new communities. They are running all sorts of inspirational events. They are running direct action campaigns, and they are inspiring their peers to also take up the mantle and act for the UN SDGs and Model UN. So now I think would be a good time to also invite some of my co-presenters to introduce themselves, as well as the different parts of the world they are from. So Aimide, do you want to go ahead? Ayomide, do you want to go ahead with a quick introduction?
Oh yes. So hi, my name is Ayomide Ajikaye, and I'm currently based in the U.S. and particularly in St. Louis, Missouri.
Zeta?
Hi, everybody. My name is Zeta Zara, and I'm in South Africa in Cape Town. And I just think it's wonderful to be here. And I think that this is an amazing opportunity. And I really hope that you're enjoying the session so far. Thank you so much.
Rita?
Okay. Hi, I'm Rita Araujo. I am a student based in Portugal. And here at MUN Impact, I'm currently concluding my term as Co-Deputy Secretary General for the Europe region. I hope you're enjoying the session.
Linus and Haritha.
Hi everybody, my name is Harita. I'm from India and in MUN Impact, I'm currently working as a senior diplomat of South Asia region. Hope all of you will enjoy today's presentation.
Linus, are you able to jump on? Okay, I think Linus may be having some technical difficulties, so we'll pass him over for now. Yeah, could we have the next slide? Okay, Linus, this is your part if you are able to connect.
Yeah, sorry. Hi, my name is Linus Nganga. I'm from Kenya, and yeah. So, what do we do here at MUNI? We democratize the modern United Nations experience. This is by using our unique platform to reach out to many people and give them the opportunity and the fora to be more and do more within their community and make it a personal initiative as well as community investments.
Could we move to the next slide, please? Linus, are you able to continue? Okay, in the meantime, we'll just jump on very quickly and move ahead. So our primary goal as an organization is to advance and democratize Model UN for all. Our goal is to harness the transformative power of Model UN to spread awareness about the SDGs as well. So our work is primarily divided into MUN programs and SDG programs, all of which are 100% free to join and absolutely designed to be accessible to people from all regions around the world in all different living situations. So in terms of Model UN programs, the current ones we run include MUN at Home, OMEN, and Club Kickstarters. So MUN at Home is our main academic/education Model UN program where students basically sign on for a month and learn a series of skills related to MUN, like how to write a position paper, how to represent their country, so on and so forth. And they receive opportunities to practice their skills through a practice debate. OMEN, in a similar fashion, just basically runs monthly conferences, as well as Club Kickstarters, which is one of our more unique initiatives that seeks to build clubs in impoverished areas of the world, such as affiliates, and basically to help rural schools in those countries set up their own MUN clubs. Similarly, we have SDG programs that encourage direct action or directly engage people with organizations and other entities for the purpose of SDG-related action. All of these we will get into very shortly, but for now, remember that our main work is divided into these two branches, which is Model UN and the SDGs. Next slide, please.
Hello, everyone. So, as I mentioned, Kickstarters is MENA Impact's newest initiative to democratize the MUN experience. As I mentioned before, my name is Ayomide Ajikaye, and I am one of the SGs of Kickstarters alongside Ryan. What we do with our team of the students from across the world is that we connect emerging MUN clubs in rural areas and connect them to willing sponsors and donors. Right now, we are beginning in Nigeria and Ecuador, but we will expand to other countries. And so how do we democratize this experience? All other programs within MUNI are online, which is fantastic. However, this is the first problem, that they are online, meaning that many students are not able to access these materials because they may not be able to consistently be online. And additionally, it is hard to start a MUN club without the proper materials. So what we do with Kickstarters is that we raise money from sponsors and donors, and we work with our MUNI Nigeria and we work with MUNI Ecuador to distribute the materials and provide guidance to these new clubs. And so these new materials include SDG placards, MUN instructional manuals, and much more. And so you may be wondering, what is the difference between a sponsor and a donor? A donor can make a one-time contribution to Kickstarters via our donor box, versus a sponsor is someone who wants to has a sustained commitment to Kickstarters and wants to continue connection with the students that they will be sponsoring and donating money to. So part of our mission is to connect schools and MUN clubs from across the world through Kickstarters. And so there's so much more to be said about Kickstarters. So far, we have sponsored 22 clubs. We have 12 in Nigeria and 10 in Ecuador. And all of this ultimately goes to contribute to SDG 4, which is quality education and MUN Impact's mission to see everyone have the resources to be global citizens and leaders. And if you can go to the next slide, please. So we have a video that shows a student in Nigeria and kind of what the benefits of Kickstarters is and how they can learn about the SDGs. And so she'll be talking about SDG 5, which is gender equality.
Okay, could you hear the audio there, or do you need me to reshare with the audio?
Yes, please reshare with the audio.
Okay, I'll have to quickly just 1 second, stop presenting and represent. I didn't realize that share system audio. I hope you can see the screen, and then let me know if you hear it. Just give me a thumbs up.
Gender-based violence is one of the most prevalent human rights violence in the world. Worldwide, 1 out of 3 women experiences either physical or sexual abuse, and approximately 200 million women and girls experience female genital mutilation. Investing in the elimination of gender-based violence helps you with a positive benefit, which is essential for not only women and girls, but also for families, communities, and countries. Violence against women and girls is everyone's business, and this can be reduced by listening and believing survivors.
So thank you so much for sharing that. If you want to learn more information about Kickstarters, we have a variety of different sources, including our website. We also have a link for if you actually want to meet with our team and actually gain more and hear more from us. We have a Calendly link that we will be sending in the chat. So thank you so much. this is really important for expanding access to MUN. This is how we reach everyone, not just the people with internet access, but the people who also don't have that access and maybe don't have the access to the materials. So thank you so much. Next slide, please.
One of the key components of our mission here at MUN Impact is to ensure that all students have access to quality MUN programming, which sometimes can be difficult to have access to, especially if your school is under-resourced or if you do not have an MUN program there. So we run several online MUN programs, some of which Matt mentioned a while ago when he was talking about our programs here at MUN Impact. And these programs are all free of charge, 100%. They're monthly, or sometimes in the case of MUN at home, or in the case of OMUN, depending on your age range, because we have junior OMUN all the way through uni OMUN. They can either be a 2-hour debate you participate in a Saturday morning or afternoon, depending where you live, or they can be a month-long program in the case of junior OMUN. So MUN Impact has run debates in French, Russian, and Arabic in the past too, and everyone's welcome, from beginners to experienced delegates. And if you participate in MUN at Home, there are your cohort will be you'll be assigned to your cohort based on your level of experience. So if you're just beginning, you learn about just the basics, how to write a speech, how to write a resolution, and maybe if you're an intermediate level delegate, you'll learn some more advanced skills. Everyone is welcome, and you can find links to sign up for this in our Instagram link tree at MUN Impact, MUN_Impact, or on our website, munimpact.org. And I think we can move to the next slide.
Hi, I'm very, very excited about the next, and this is because we have direct SDG action. It's inspired by the Subramium Academy of the Performing Arts with the 10,000 Ds Challenge in 2017. And this was really, really impactful because it basically meant, once again, we're translating our value systems and we're translating our knowledge of the SDG into actual actions. So students and adults from all over the world submit individual acts that they've completed for the SDGs to our database. And it doesn't matter how small it is. It could be a small act, as they say, I'm empowering different women, or I'm ending ending poverty by collecting food. It could be that I'm doing gender equity by going to a school maybe that's marginalized in terms of girls having access to STEM and just donating some maths textbooks, or even taking the time to share skills on technology or mathematics. So basically it's rewarding people for interacting, and this is the beauty of the Model United Nations Impact platform, is that it's not just about people sitting around and just debating, but it's actually translated acts, and it teaches you as a young person how to act, how to be inspired, and once again, not discriminating, because it welcomes all identities, all cultures and nationalities. And it's a powerhouse for sustainable developmental education and inspiration for direct action. So what does this actually mean? If you are actually part of a process where you're not only talking about something, but you're learning how to act, you share that information, and in sharing it, once again, you're connecting with different communities, but we're not only connecting the words or the thoughts, we have kinesis, we have interaction, we have action, we have translated theory in practice. And so far, we've collected 40,000 deeds. And I mean, that is actually stupendous, that we're not only, having people join programs, but they're taking away and they're inspired enough to say, we've done this action. So 40,000 deeds is a massive number. And just to speak about poetry and how performing arts can go towards sustainable development goals, I've taken some words and created a small little sort of narrative poem just to say how inspired I am about this organization. Unity and strength of diversity diversity and evolution, each an individual identity in a greater tapestry of knowledge, language, and space. We come to grow and learn and serve, and to learn how to value service. Our minds expand between our words. Homogeneity has no meaning or place in our created, most wondrous global space. Thank you so much.
Next slide.
So I'm not sure if Ayomide already kind of talked briefly about this when she was talking about Kickstarters, but besides our main organization, MUN Impact, we have a couple, I think, free affiliates or affiliate organizations which are affiliated with MUN Impact. And one of them is Hope for Education and Leadership in Afghanistan or GILA, which MUN Impact team helped found. GILA is an organization that seeks to promote global citizenship education and promote gender equality in Afghanistan through MUN, which is completely aligned with our mission of democratizing MUN, and also of believing in a higher purpose to this activity and to this form of debate, that we can take the things that we learn from MUN, we can take the opportunities it gives us, the skills it helps us build, and use them to promote real change. So GILA founded AF-MUN, Afghanistan's first ever national MUN conference. It also trains young Afghani women, or trained before the political situation got a little bit more complicated, in entrepreneurship skills, enabling them to develop their interests and passions and gain very valuable skills in promoting gender equality. And the work done by GILA is recognized and supported by the American Embassy in Kabul. I think we can move on to the next slide.
Okay, so next up, I'd like to very quickly share about our Global Weeks of Action. So these are another unique program feature we offer here at MUN Impact that is completely about week-long SDG-themed conferences that run every 2 months. And they encompass guest workshops, discussion forums, and SDG hackathons known as sandboxes. So the SDG hackathons are a especially unique part of this particular program offering, where basically students are able to engage with each other and share their creativity and really experiment with different ideas related to the SDGs. And not only are they able to experiment and come up with these ideas and come up with incredibly detailed blueprints, they then receive the opportunity to participate in an event we call a dolphin pool, which is kind of inspired by the American TV show Shark Tank. So basically, students would then pitch their ideas to a panel of experts in the social innovation and entrepreneurship industry, who will then advise them on their idea and give them certain pointers and constructive criticism, especially if they wish to carry their idea forward and make it a reality. So fundamentally, this entire program is meant to allow participants to learn about the SDG, discuss solutions, and create direct action impact, making it a highly focused program. Lastly, sorry, just waiting for the slides to load in. Yes. So topics 5, 10, 13, and 16 have been covered thus far. We're hoping to cover more SDGs as time goes on. Next slide, please.
Okay.
Hello, so I will be discussing a bit more about what it means to be a diplomat. And so MUNI Global, which is MUN Impact's student outreach team, is made of students from across the world, including North America, with regions in North America, South and Central America, Europe, MENA, which includes the Middle East and North Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa, Southeast and East Asia, South Asia, and Oceania. So we have a lot of different regions. And what is remarkable about this is that we are 100% youth-led, which means every single initiative and project which goes under this initiative, MUNI Global, is led by students. And so we have a very clear leadership structure, starting with a diplomat, which I'll be talking about today. Your job as a diplomat really is to expand our partnerships and promote MUN Impact. Then you will report to a DSG, which oversees a particular region. And then the SG, which is in charge of like all the SDs, which are in charge of all of the regions. And then we've created a new position called Principal Secretary, which kind of works directly with our social media and kind of coordinates what we're doing with like our social media team. And so together as together we as student leaders help to plan various events, as I said, to promote MUN Impact. And so, like I mentioned, I'm going to talk about what a diplomat does. And so a diplomat has a myriad of responsibilities, including working to promote MUN materials, running SDG engagement activities, and running MUN Impact workshops. And for me, most rewarding is forming partnerships with schools and NGOs. Alongside being the SG of Kickstarters, I am also a DSG of the North America region. And so as such, I work with students across the US and Canada to create and we formed numerous amounts of partnerships. Some that I'll mention Society. Okay. The Oceanic Preservation Society. And with Best Buddies, we're actually in the works of making a partner expo. And in the past, with the Oceanic Preservation Society, we've done like film screening. One of the people there has actually gotten an Oscar for a documentary they've made. And so these are just sort of a taste of like the partnerships and the opportunities that come with being a diplomat, is getting to work with so many amazing and cool organizations. And so basically the great things and the skills you learn from being a diplomat is things like networking, event organization, and collaboration. And these are really important as we enter into, adulthood eventually, and learning how to be a global leader. Being a diplomat really is what you make it. And so as you come, try everything, be creative. The great thing about being a diplomat is you are giving a lot of independence and responsibility, and people here trust you, people here believe in you. So use the opportunities that you're given, and I truly believe this is a test of our ability as students to be leaders in the next generation and show the world that we can connect and create projects that can better our society. So thank you. Next slide, please.
Haritha, do you want to jump on here?
Yeah, sure. So now we will be looking at a day in the life of a diplomat. Let's look at that now. So first of all, come home from school and hop on Zoom with an NGO partner. Just imagine that experience. For me myself, when I started as a diplomat in MUN Impact, this was something that I've never experienced ever in my life throughout my school or anywhere else. I've never experienced really coming in and taking such a big role with so much expectations. But you will learn how to fulfill those expectations here because everybody is so kind and friendly with each other. Next would be meet the rest of your region team on the weekends and receive announcements, instruction from your deputy SDs. So you will have weekend meetings every single week for a month and so on until your service ends. So you will meet with your DSGs and they will instruct you and give you announcements that are to be made. And the next one would be spend your free time planning an SDG or MUN related event. So here, even your free time is going to be very productive. You're going to think and you're going to come up with ideas that you didn't even think you were capable of making. At least that's my experience. So I can assure you that this experience in MUN Impact, when you come here, when you meet the partners, when you make I give new ideas for achieving these SDGs, you will be impressed with yourself as well. And there will be so much more. We can't just put a day in a slide in this show. So sorry for that. But that's it. Thank you. Matt, do you want me to take this slide as well?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, so now we are wrapping it up. So first of all, democratizing model UN is at the very center of what everything MUN Impact does. Instead of just putting it up in words, we are proving it in our action. We are providing free debate programs, sponsoring MUN clubs in under-resourced schools in Ecuador and Nigeria, supporting HELA and MUN in unreached areas, creating meaningful leadership opportunities for youth like you. We all agree MUN Impact has been one of the most impactful and enriching experience in our lives. Join us and support our mission to create a united modern UN community for the SDGs. You will receive links to join us in the chat, so please look forward to that as well. Thank you.
Next slide, please. Okay, so very quickly, we'd just like to share this video with you that really kind of brings it home what our primary mission as an organization is, as well as how large our global community is and how we're really able to bring people together across geographical, ideological, and cultural boundaries to really unite for the SDGs.
Right now, youth from around the world are creating an innovative and self-sustaining leadership incubator.
Open and accessible to secondary and university students.
Fueling and driving change to advance sustainable development goals.
In just 2 years, MUN Impact, a global student-led nonprofit, has experienced phenomenal growth in its many programs.
From global online model UN debates,
youth-led summits and conferences,
student-created publications and podcasts,
global weeks of action,
and a host of other creative initiatives.
Students from every continent have come together to advance the SDGs
in ways that are meaningful and relevant to us.
In the process, we are learning critical 21st century skills
that will help solve our planet's most pressing problems.
These skills aren't learned in textbooks.
They are learned by doing.
And that's what we do at MUN Impact. We dream.
We create.
We network.
We build. We are laying for the foundation for the world we want.
MUN Impact has built a network, reaching youth in over 170 countries.
Many of whom have never had an opportunity
to engage and collaborate with others outside their local communities.
We have the energy,
the passion,
and the ideas to bring meaningful change to our communities.
An investment in us will yield dividends for decades to come.
The United Kingdom,
Japan,
Egypt,
Argentina,
Germany,
Israel,
Bangladesh,
Czech Republic,
Kuwait,
Malaysia,
Nigeria,
New Zealand,
Singapore,
India,
Ghana,
the United States of America,
Portugal,
Pakistan. We are MUN Impact.
Next slide, please. Okay, with that being said, thank you for coming to today's presentation. So that hopefully was a meaningful introduction to our organization, our various activities, initiatives, and all the work we are doing in the area of democratizing MUN for all. Our message is really one of unity. And that is at the fundamental core of every single thing we do. We bring people together, and through bringing communities of people together, we're able to multiply our change and really make an impact on the world and its future. So if you want to reach out to us, you're able to reach out to us on email at info@munimpact.org, or our Instagram at mun_impact, our website as well, and our Facebook. We are always looking to make new connections. We are always looking to hear from our supporters and people who are interested in the work we do. So feel free to reach out with any sort of requests, questions you might have, and we'd be more than happy to look into them and answer them. Once again, thank you so much for coming, and hope you all have a happy summit.
Thank you very much for the wonderful presentation on MUN Impact and some of its work across the world. Going back to the topic itself, I wanted to ask you, obviously, we're here for World Model UN Day, the 2 days where we try and bring together every MUN in the world. So what would you say to other MUNs and other MUN organizations about how they can democratize their own MUN experience? Sure, Zeta, please go ahead.
Thank you for asking such an important question. I really think what's very important is about making people awareness. For example, I only came to know about this organization because of COVID and because of Instagram, and that's what I love about my organization. Sorry for being very pro my organization, but like basically is to basically get the word out to the youth on platforms that they use, because not everybody you know, in less developed countries have teachers necessary, or the institutions that they go to that have knowledge of what even a model United Nations facility or in fact a concept is. So I think advocacy and education, and I think that's why it's very important that maybe other model United Nations sort of like youth groups could also look to creating not only advocacy programs, but just simple social media programs that attract the youth, so that more people from different cultural contexts can definitely come together and be as diverse as MUN Impact. Thank you so much.
Did anybody else want to answer the question too? I mean, it's a big question, as you rightfully pointed out, Zeta.
If I could add to that, so one of the major activities we do within our partnerships operations is to imbue the SDGs in our partner conferences. So whenever we make conference partnerships, we will seek to integrate the SDGs into their work. And that really is kind of like the unifying factor, where most conferences may sometimes discuss very regional or very specific kind of issues. By bringing the SDGs to the forefront of the discussion, we're able to include all parties, people from all countries in the discourse, because that was what the SDGs were created for, which is to be something that we can universally agree upon, such as, for example, SDG 1, no poverty, or SDG 13, climate action. So that really is the unifying theme, and why we believe that the primary goal of MUN conferences should be to spread awareness and encourage debate and discussion surrounding the SDGs. And so in doing so, we are able to make the conversations more accessible to people from all over the world.
Amazing. Okay. No, that's a really, really great point there. And I mean, what would you say to conferences who maybe don't have the time or don't have the expertise about the SDGs to integrate them? Is there a way you'd encourage people to, well, learn about them more theoretically? Because we all know about what the SDGs are, of course, but not everyone does. And maybe not those running conferences or those running NGOs do. So what would you say to those who want to get more involved, but are not really sure where to find the information or how to integrate it into their work?
DSGs, do you guys want to take this on?
Sure, I can start. I would say, like, one, you can always come reach out to us. I mean, we can host workshops within your conferences, and we can teach you all about the that's a great.
Ayamire, okay, Ayamire seems to be having. Oh, here.
Oh, sorry. So one of the other ways is just thinking about what are the solutions that you are proposing within your resolution in a conference, and then thinking about how can I I apologize for the technical. challenges. Were you able to hear that?
A little,
maybe.
but I don't know if one of your DSGs wants to continue the process, the full process. Okay.
Okay, maybe I'll jump on. So yes, as Aimee said, first of all, reach out to us. We run partnerships with NGOs and MUN conferences and MUN clubs through MUN Impact Global, our outreach program, and our job while doing this is to get these organizations and these conferences to integrate the SDGs into their programming or into their event. And part of how we do so is by providing guidance, providing resources, and just talking it through with the organizers and the people who run the NGOs or the club. So first of all, reach out to us. But also, you can learn about the SDGs through many resources that are available on the internet, who are available on our website, who are available on the UN's and UN affiliated agencies' websites. You can join one of our events if you do not want to get involved with MUN Impact right away and just establish a partnership. You can watch one of our workshops. A lot of them are available on our YouTube channel. If you're interested but cannot join an actual event, and just in general, look out and try to inform yourself through all the resources that you have available, both on a UN level, both on an NGO level. We are not the only organization in the world who's working to advance the SDGs, so you should be able to find plenty of resources online to at least give you a short introduction. And if you really want, an SDG informed perspective on how you can implement the SDGs into your programming, especially your MUN programming, you can always reach out to MUN Impact.
Yeah, Zayda, go ahead.
Yeah, another thing I would like to also add, what's very sort of effective of our program is many people may not have the technology or say, how do we get online? We don't have a Zoom platform, we don't have Wi-Fi, we don't have electricity, we don't have power, because I just always like to bring it back to many of the SDGs are focusing on issues that are unfortunately still located in less developed countries. And the answer is diplomats such as myself and many other diplomats within the organization by doing the groundwork. So this a skill and a resource that I've been taught, and I'm also working within local community, is that a physical person who's been trained by our most amazing organization has the skills to go out there and to do what I call on-foot work. And it is a sad reality, but many countries may not have access to this wonderful technology that we have here, but that's where the diplomats kick in. And the diplomats, having these partnerships, having the skills to go into the communities, can actually do what I call hands-on education. And that hands-on education literally creates many advocacy groups, creates interest, and then then you have fundraising such as Kickstarters, and those resources basically have a ripple effect that creates a beautiful explosion of diversity and basically creative solutions. And that's all thanks to our most amazing organization. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you very much. I think we're coming towards the end of the session. But maybe what I like to end a lot of our sessions with, unless of course there's anything else you want to add, was maybe I always like to add sort of the sense of positivity that we have. So obviously right now things are not in the brightest situation across the world. COVID still isn't over for some, and it's still quite a difficult situation. So what are you individually, all of you here, because it's fantastic having so many people on the stage with us, what are you positive for the year 2022? What are you looking forwards to, either in a personal or a more general way? Just what are you happy and grateful for at this moment? Maybe Matthew, I'll start with you then, just because.
For sure, quite a loaded and emotional question.
That's what we like to do here.
Definitely, I think a shared kind of hope for the future, coming from all of us here at MUN Impact, is perhaps a desire to see the world brought together, because some of us may have come from backgrounds where we were somewhat ignorant or unaware of other people's cultures and customs. But through joining this organization and having the opportunity to interact and engage with people from all walks of life, from all situations, from all countries, it may have really kind of helped us break down those barriers and really engage with each other as human beings. And that's one of the most important things, because, fear and ignorance is what leads to anger and hate. So that's what we're seeing in the world, where people do not understand each other, where people do not understand each other's motivations, where they come from, the amount of baggage that they carry from, past injuries and all sorts of perhaps sad events in history that prevent the world from being able to come together and accomplish so many more greater things as the human race. So I think one of our shared hopes is really to see more of these barriers broken down in the coming years, and to really realize this vision of having one united humanity.
Who wants to go next?
Maybe I can go next.
Sure.
Yeah, so for the future, I would definitely say that one of the main problems that we are currently facing is mainly because we are trying to kind of impose our vision on the person standing next to us. We are not kind of ready to always accept the difference that we might share. So hopefully this year we will be more open to understanding that, I might be different from you, and let's celebrate that difference instead of trying to make you like me, right? So hopefully in this year we will all try to kind of understand that and accept that, instead of trying to unify everything and put it in boxes and label them. So yeah, that's it for 2022 from my part.
Zeta?
Thank you. My message for 2022 is something called creative resilience, because I think COVID has taught us what creative resilience is. And for me, I'm not suggesting that there aren't happy endings, but I want to find resilience, creativity, and hope in the broken. That's something that's very important, because as human beings, we are not as fragile as we are. COVID didn't break us. I'm not suggesting there wasn't vast damage. I'm not suggesting that there's not conflict and a disaster, unfortunately, happening in the current world. But I want to call it creative resilience, because for me, the MUN Impact has taught me how to be resourceful and how to find creative resilience even during COVID. So my personal hope for 2022, as you can see, I love music. That's a harp in the background. Is to take poetry and to take music with the help of Miss Ayamendi from Kickstarters and create a concert to create awareness of not only Club Mini Kickstarters, but also about empowering and how Model United Nations can give the message of empowering through creative writing, storytelling, and basically having what I call creative resilience, and basically powering through whatever obstacle. And that's the message that I've learned most strongly from my organization, is how to work as a unit, how to not only work at a unit in terms of the good, but also in terms of conflict, in terms of difficulty, how to basically overcome and to be together and stronger together. Thank you so very much.
Who's next?
Okay.
Maybe or Rita?
Maybe I could jump on next. So simultaneously, something I'm grateful for this past academic year at MUN Impact, and something that I have hope for in 2022 and in the future. We have been shown over and over again throughout my journey here at MUN Impact. I was shown that youth has the drive and the power to create some meaningful change. I was having a conversation or a meeting with our executive director, Ms. Martin, some weeks ago. Can really remember when, but she was telling me how every time we host an event, and particularly in regards to Global Week of Action on SDG 5, we get some people, someone, at least one person, emails us and asks, how can I get involved? How can I promote action for the SDGs in my community? How can I join this organization? How can I take these skills that I've built in this event or through MUN in general, and turn them into a sustained action, or into action that I can take in the future, how I can use them to create impact. And for that, I'm very grateful for the amount of students that have been able to join this initiative and this mission throughout the academic year and since the beginning of MUN Impact in general. And I'm hopeful for the future, for what youth can create and for what the MUN community can do for this issue from now on and for many years to come, hopefully.
And last but by no means least.
So everyone did a really great job with, first off, with all the slides and everything. I just wanted to shout out to all of you. So my hope for 2022, I believe in education, not just the education that you find in textbooks or in lectures at school, but also from the opportunities that we as youth are now receiving. And I believe that MUN Impact has the ability to provide us with that kind of education where we are not just, learning about countries or learning, but we're also engaging with the people in these countries. We're learning how to collaborate with people. We're learning how to, network. We're learning how to speak. And those are lessons, those are skills that we will need forever. And I believe that education is the only way that we can move forward as a society, that we can actually achieve the other SDGs, because without recognizing each other, understanding each other, knowing these issues, we can't solve any problems. We can't solve SDG 13 without knowing, how the systems that created climate change. We can't solve SDG 5 without knowing the research about how many women are dealing with these kind of issues, So I believe that education
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, and that's what MUN Impact is really all about.
Amazing. Well, I think Matthew's having small connection difficulties. I was going to ask if you had any final words. Just a short comment.
I think we're back up now.
Okay. Any final words to wrap out the session, Matthew?
For sure. Once again, just want to welcome and thank everyone for having come and see our presentation today. We genuinely appreciate your attention for today, and we love engaging with the audience and hopefully having some of you guys be convinced in our mission and hopefully come join us in one of our many programs that we offer. And once again, I guess just to wrap up, our message is one of unity, of democratizing this model UN space for all. It's also about education and also, like Zeta brought up, creative resilience. So we all have these unique ideas and views on how the world should advance and progress, but fundamentally our belief is in the SDGs. And we hope you share that similar hope and belief alongside us. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, that's all for today's session, I think, with MUN Impact. Do stay on. We have the MUN and MUN Command session happening soon. Otherwise, this is recorded and we'll upload to a platform. Happy World Model UN Day to everyone here, and wishing everyone a wonderful evening. Ciao for now.